We've got a spice harvester to save and hidden secrets to uncover, things that shouldn't exist. Welcome back to part 13 of our Dune Awakening survival journey completely alone, and today we're completing the Lost Harvest DLC. Let's go. We begin with a panicked message blazing over the communinet. The Mithra has taken fire in Haga Basin and has crashed in the Western Gap. Let's go find them. We reach the smouldering wreck and inside find what remains of the crew. The chief, the lieutenant, and the quartermaster. None knew who had shot them down, but with lost crewmates to be found and the Kirab circling the wreck, we had to help with their ordeal. Chief Hanso was first, seeking confirmation on the fate of his fellow crewmen through their guild tags. We found each of them at the small Kirab camps squirreled away on the island, and one by one confirmed their deaths, either during the crash or after at the hands of the bandits. On the final body, a small comms device sparked into life with a familiar voice.
This is Keith Villari, Safety Warden, Spice Miners Guild. Yeah, that one. The one from the Communinet.
Keith Villari had apparently entrusted this dead man with some cargo he had lost during the ordeal. We were to find the cargo and bring it to Keith, no questions asked, after we'd helped the crew of the Mithra. Next, Lieutenant Dranga. The Mithra's comms device was destroyed during the crash, and without it they would never get a guild extraction. She asked us to find some parts from the Mithra's stores that had scattered as it fell from the heavens. We found these, too, scavenged by the Kirab. Lastly, Quartermaster Hicks requested just one thing, some bandages to heal the wounded. We scraped together some plant fibre and took heal kits from the last remnants of the nearby Kirab and took them to the Mithra. Hicks took the heal kits with thanks and asked for some pistols with which to protect the crew, and Dranga built the new comms relay and asked us to help repair the beacon to push the signal further. We fashioned some nearby scrap metal into pistols and ammo for Hicks, and scaled a nearby rock to repair the comms beacon, dealing with a Kirab ambush just afterwards. We returned to the crew again. Hicks had spotted some Kirab sneaking into the ship. Dranga asked us to re-enable the power inside the ship for the comms, but Hanzo was the strangest of all. The tags we recovered had been from men who were not on his crew. One stuck out, Commander Lazarus, perhaps named after Lazarus of Bethany, a man raised from the dead in the Gospel of John. While we were gone, Hanzo said a survivor crawled from the wreck and asked us to enter the Mithra. Inside the fire-laced ship, poison danced in the air, and indeed the Kirab had wormed their way inside the wreck, doubtless on the hunt for anything they could rip apart and salvage. We dealt with them quickly and crawled through the ruined bowels, through wrecked passageways and collapsing air ducts, eventually getting the auxiliary power back online and re-enabling the distress beacon. Crossing the island, we entered into the engine half of the ship, where the air crackled with leaking radiation and fire leapt from shattered pipes. Inside, as Hanzo had asked, we located 3 survivors. There was no telling how many more had perished with the ship. Hicks had said the coolant flash froze his friends when it ruptured, and the impact had shattered them into a red snow. These 3 were lucky to be alive. We returned to the crew and told them of our successes. With the Kirab beaten back, the survivors rescued, and the beacon blaring across Arrakis, they would merely have to sit tight and await guild recovery. For us, though, there was a stranger mystery at hand. Keith Villari called in again after our dealing with the crew. The package the Mithra had been carrying, which Villari had rerouted and seems to have been carried by the mysterious Lazarus, had seemingly been snatched by the Kirab. Another delivery, one of listening devices, had also been taken by the Kirab to a nearby ironworks. Villari sent us to recover them so he could listen in for the thief. Beneath the cover of the dusky night, we descended into the ironworks to take back the listening devices. With the devices recovered, we were to plant them carefully in the Kirab camps around the gap, letting Villari monitor any errant chatter about his elusive cargo.
Come in, Spotter. You did good. Come in, Spotter. The Kirab aren't very chatty, are they?
Valari had heard little about his package thus far, aside from whispers about a Captain Brannock, a prolific Kirab leader. To find him, we travelled to place the final device, a trip that would lead us just north of the anomaly.
Come in, Spotter. Finally, something we can use.
With the final device planted, Valari came in again. He'd heard campfire chatter about an old ecolab, testing station 13. With something of a solid lead, Keith sent us over there to recover the cargo.
But Spotter, don't die.
We arrived at testing station 13 infested by the Kirab. Slicing through them, we searched the ancient corners of the testing station until, in the final room, we came upon a body. The slavers had beat us to it, likely taking as many Kirab as they could to fuel the creation of a new Harkonnen city. Valari suggested the slavers had slinked back to Jabal Efrit, likely seeking shelter in Station 113.
Go there and do what you do best. Find my package.
Station 113 loomed in the bleak desert night, and we plunged into the icy depths. The armour of the slavers gave way to our darts and blade, and we found the lost package in the back room, a strange storage device. Valari's voice crept back into our ear, requesting our help once again.
Everyone who's held that package ended up dead. Don't be the last name on that list.
We reached Station 29 in the bowels of the rift. Valari had information this was a place for Atreides deserters, but Harkonnen had since taken it over. We were to seek a hidden door at the rear of the lab, with no idea of what awaited us.
The fate of the Imperium hangs in the balance. No pressure, though.
We emerge into a cavernous chamber, long forgotten, far more ancient than we could know.
Greetings, unauthorized visitor. Welcome to Imperial Testing Station number 1. You are most welcome. Please, enter.
The lab is dark, the power long disabled, but with some careful touches we can get it back on.
Greetings. Power in Sector A now online. Vital systems await activation. Your unique presence is truly essential.
As we traipse the dead corridors of the lab, voice logs left behind by whoever was here paint an odd picture.
They actually plan to destroy it. Such brilliance, reduced to ash. I tried to shut it down, but its processes, they resisted.
With the second and third power units back on, the final recording of the lab technician tells a harrowing tale of a thing that wore his face, a thing that, perhaps, we had just awoken.
A gaping maw of ruin, aching to snap down on the first fool who restores power to this facility.
Freedom. You have released me from endless nothing. Your curiosity reset things to their proper place. Now, witness my rebirth.
I did all that was asked of me, and still humankind betrayed me. Humans are of no value. Do not fear dying. Death is not real. Nothing is real. empty space. And me. And I am but a thought.
A thinking machine, forgotten on Arrakis. Despite the Butlerian jihad, it appears some secrets can stay buried beneath these sands for a long time. Valari called in again, giving us a place in Harco to drop off the spherical storage on which we had stored the machine's mind.
Now, piss off to Harco. There's a lady waiting for you there. Just don't let her call you kitten.
Oh look, the kitten is back.
After some debate, Alara took the sphere, promising to look into it. After a brief while, Alara called us back. Her contacts had uncovered more hidden labs on Arrakis, forgotten for thousands of years, that likely hid even more forbidden machines. She asked us to head there, capture the thinking machines, and bring them back to her. Station 163 is the second suspected refuge of these machine minds. Slinking through the quiet corridors, we find the entrance buried within. A projection at the helm spoke of an elite training procedure, though its options were locked behind a passcode, and the door beyond would not admit us. A side corridor bore an ancient recording, and on it the passcode for the projection.
The project has been shut down. I've been ordered to destroy the Paladin system. I can't do it. Pal isn't just some thinking machine. He's a friend. He's my best friend. This has to be a mistake.
This thinking machine was different, thinking us to be a man named Arnie, long since gone from this forgotten lab. Rejoicing in the return of his human friend, the machine offered us to play a game.
Simulation. Initiating.
Light shifted and reconstructed to build out an ornate medieval sewer as the machine, named Pal, began regaling us with the setting. Pal puts us through an odd simulation, seemingly settled in old fantasy tales. Sword and sorcery, some may say. Through the courtyard and into Morgana's keep, the elite guards of the castle pushed on against us, but fell against the wall of darts and blades.
Morgana has summoned her elite guards.
In a cave beneath the castle, we found a space outside of the game, overriding the simulated map and revealing another chamber in which the head of a great dragon spewed flame across the cavern. Dealing with the guards of the sorceress and the dragon itself, we complete Pal's game at last, returning to his projection. Pal was unlike the last machine, far more human than otherwise, seemingly only seeking to reunite with Arnie, his long-lost friend. Created to test and perfect clone soldiers, Pal now realises that we cannot possibly be his companion, for too many lifetimes have slipped by. We take Pal's gel sphere, capturing the thinking machine and leaving the lab. We reach Station 60 in the dying light of day, ringed by the mountains of the shield wall, and plunge into the depths to find the final lab. This darkened pit stunk of death and decay, the power still barely churning as we crept the blood-stained corridors. Inside, horrors beyond imagination. Bodies upon bodies piled high across the floor, strange green ooze leaking through the walls, and identical, feral humans still roaming the corridors, even after all these years. Navigating the labyrinthine maze of steel and concrete, aggressors lurk in the shadows and steel doors stand before us, cut down by our cut array. Tucked away in the maintenance tunnels, a corpse carries its final words beside it.
We can't get out. If anyone's listening, please hear this. All thinking machines must be destroyed. The order came to shut down the project, but it wouldn't allow it. We let it handle the mnemonic flutter education of the clones. We were fools. Now the specimens serve it.
Deeper into the facility, beyond a jammed door, a chamber of horror, vats of sludge bubbling ahead.
Can it be a new genetic template? Such potential. Surrender your biological materials. I have need of you. Surrender before they damage you beyond repair. I cannot abide waste.
This repulsive machine is a far cry from the rest, fusing itself with a body potentially thousands of years old, kept alive by machines. It has served to create the clone army Pal mentioned earlier, but has resulted only in a genetic swill as time has marched on. The clone mind wants our flesh, our DNA, a fresh piece of genetic clay from which to build its army. Despite the pleas and the assurance it will die if the gel sphere is taken, we do just that and put an end to the clone mind.
That's excellent work.
Returning to Alara, at last we give her the spheres of Pal and the clone mind. We know not where they will go, but for now that is a concern of Alara's, and our path through the Lost Harvest is complete. We successfully saved the crew of the Mithra from the clutches of the Kirab, recovered Keith Valari's package, and dug up forbidden thinking machines deep below the surface, and now we can cruise the sands in our new treadwheel, once I learn how to drive it. Anyway, that will wrap us up for today. Lost Harvest is complete, but we've still got the next act of the main story in front of us, and of course we'll be doing all of that and more completely solo. Thank you for watching. I tried to give this episode a bit more of a storytelling focus. Let me know if you prefer that style or the regular approach in the comments below. A massive thanks to our wonderful esteemed coffee cultists for continuing to support the channel over on Patreon. If you want to get the next episode and more videos early alongside wallpapers, build blueprints and other perks, check out the Patreon link in the description to support the channel directly. Take care, and I'll see you soon.